In this video, I'm going to show you, in my opinion, the best deck to climb the ladder early on in the Darkmoon Faire expansion. You see it on the screen right here, the Aggro Demon Hunter. This is a new revised build of the deck that we've seen a couple of iterations of already since it came out. It's always been a strong deck. I think this is the fastest we've ever seen, and I think some of the key cards that came with Darkmoon Faire absolutely put this over the top. You have the Still Stepper and the Dreadlord Spite, the top cards ready, Acrobatics and Wriggling Horror, as you can see. Something that this deck does differently than the previous iterations of Aggro Demon Hunter is that the curve is even shallower. We only play up to 3 cost cards, so we don't have to rely on Skull of Gul'dan for draw, which is the key change to previous iterations and which makes this even faster. Still, without Skull of Gul'dan, we have all sorts of draw in this deck, and this deck does not run out of draw. I've compared this to Gibberling Druid from last expansion. I think this is more reliable than the Gibberling Druid, but equally as fast and equally as explosive. I've used this to climb the legend this month, and I think a lot of people will be able to do the same this month and in the upcoming months. I'm sure that this list could still be improved upon, and there might be some experimentation. I will be doing some experimentation as well, but this is the list that I rolled with. Got all the 1-drops there. And with Acrobatics, with Still Stepper, you're going to have enough draw to make something happen. So we're going to get some sample games, and I'll show you how this deck plays and why I recommend this. Also, it's dirt cheap. You're not running a single legend, just a couple epics there. The Still Stepper, in my opinion, pretty important card. You've seen it already in JJ's video. If you've watched that on the Soul Demon Hunter, maybe if you're interested in looking at that as well, he has taken a closer look at that. I'm going to focus on the aggro variety today, and I'm going to show you what this deck can do. In my opinion, the best ladder deck early on in the expansion, and I recommend it to everyone who is unsure, who doesn't want to necessarily invest a lot of dust early in the expansion. This is absolutely what you want to go with. So let's get into some games. As you can see, I've already almost amassed 200 Demon Hunter wins, and I think that close to 100 of those came just with this deck over like the past few days. So it's super fast, and we're gonna put that to the test right now. Alright, Pure Paladin is still the #1 deck statistically in the meta. Going first, I like full keep here. Voracious Reader is not as bad of a keep as you might think, because this deck tries to play so aggressively onto the board. It's not a bad idea to have a draw card available as early as possible. Just make sure you don't run dry, because there's a good chance by turn 3 we'll drop this down. We don't have a spell, so let's go Battle Mage there. You like playing Initiate. If you have the coin, you definitely love it, because you coin on turn 1, and they'll play another minion with it. In a perfect world, you go into Wriggling Horror then on turn 2. Doesn't always happen, but that's pretty much the Giga Nuts if for start off with this deck. Okay, see what he's thinking about here. Roll the Lemon card back. I gotta appreciate that. It's extra respect points for sure. Okay, Zealot. Yeah, I think we'll keep up with our plan here. I think we go Initiate this time and Hero Power this off. Idea, of course, being I want a Demon Companion, Battle Mage, Hero Power next turn. Start pushing major damage. And I have Reader as a reload, so I can be a bit more liberal with my resources when you have that Reader or that Acrobatics in your hand. It can be a little bit more aggressive, which is a nice feeling with decks like this, because you really want to extend on the board. That's your win con. Because the Goodie, I think that's gonna need to go. Battlefield is an interesting idea, actually. I think we go with this one for sure. I still want the Battle Fiend, and I want to also kill the Goodie here because we don't want to allow that value. Don't really care about the face damage at all. I mean, I'm face tanking everything with this deck. If anyone manages to actively kill you with this Demon Hunter, I mean, congrats, they earned the win. But we're just putting our face into anything really. 8/8s does matter. That's a struggle play. That is a struggle play. Okay, yeah, let's go. I mean, that's what we're here for, right? Let's get it. Turn 4, 18 health. Full board, we draw stuff. Dreadlord Spite is a phenomenal card in the Mira, by the way. You gotta keep that in mind. Against like Druids, Hunters, and also the Mira, Dreadlord Spite is sometimes a keep, especially if you're sitting on the coin. Nothing to do, okay. I mean, yeah, let's just keep pushing it. Gotta put this Auk Merchant down here. Make sure we draw another card. He's down to 4. No Libram in sight. What even saves him? Bar off Broom still loses. Game. It's over. Imagine being that bad. Weak. Just weak. Okay, we play the Wriggling Horde there just to make a point, okay? We'll play another one. That was pretty fast. I think we have time for another one. Okay, we're going first again against Hunter. Gonna keep the sidekick here. Not gonna keep Reader because I don't love the prospect there of drawing another big card. Potentially sitting on stuff. Psychic 1 is not the optimal play by any means, so we're hoping to get a 1-drop here. I think Auk Merchant is at least better. Depending on what he does, we either have Umberwing or we have Sidekick. Looks like Sidekick. Oh, maybe it's Umberwing still. Yeah, it's still this. You always have to, if you have Umberwing, you always have to find a reason not to play it, instead of finding a reason to play it. If you don't have a reason not to play it, you play it on 2. It's just the strongest card in general. Okay, Explosive doesn't really kill me here. If it is, we just reload. It is. Okay. We'll put this down. Looks like Secret Hunter. Very aggressive build, but plays a lot of secrets, so we'll have to be a bit smart about that. New secret that summons the Animal Companion is pretty good in this, so we don't necessarily want to let him overwhelm us with that. Still Stepper has about 50% chance to activate. We find a 1-drop. If it doesn't activate, it's pretty bad. I'd prefer to keep it for a turn longer. I think Umberwing is probably more precise. Buff up our taunt here. Definitely want to make sure to keep that. I think we go face. Let him know what the game is about, you know. He can't visibly kill the taunt, and if he does, big deal. Still Stepper comes down. Man, he was banking hard for Explosive there, and it better be Explosive for him. If you didn't get it, then that's a whiff. It's an L. Gotta test that for sure, but let's be smart here first. It's not Explosive. Okay, Snake. Just Snake. Okay. Actually, no. I'm gonna do this. I wanna push greedy damage here. I think this. I'm seeing this as an opening. There we go. Go Hero Power as well. Let him know what time it is. 3 health. What you got? Face class. Aggro class. Where's your aggro? Imagine hunting beasts when you could hunt demons. Better be Explo. Or that. Alright, let's be smart again. There's a freeze. That's okay. I think we'll try it. No Explosive. GG's. Let's just go Acrobatics. See if we can find something fun. Okay, Dreadload Spite is unfortunately not Outcast. It's a W. Another one. So I hope you got a quick overview about what this deck is about. Again, highly recommended. You've seen the kind of the power of it. The weak spot, because a lot of people ask about this sometimes, what's really the weak spot of this deck? You're not going to have the highest win rate ever, right? You're probably not winning 60+% of your games with this, 65% of your games, as you might if you're a really good player with something like the Pure Paladin. But what you're going to do is you win the most amount of games over a given time, right? You win the most amount of games per hour, which is really what matters to climb. So if it's if you have that final couple ranks to push to get to your goal on the ladder, or you're looking towards next month, December, trying to get there fast, this is absolutely what I would recommend. There is some changes that you can make to this, some smaller adjustments. Your exact selection in terms of the 1 health minions. That mana burn is, some people don't like mana burn as much. They like consume magic. I like mana burn a lot more. Just gives you that upper hand in mirror matches. So I will keep playing that, and yeah, just go out there, try it out. It's a wonderful deck. It's super fast. It feels better than the Gibberling Druid. That's the thing about it. It's a lot of aggro decks don't really feel good to play, because typically by turn 3, turn 4, you can tell you're completely crushing someone, or you're getting crushed. With this one, oftentimes you can tell if you're winning or not, but it is more resourceful than most aggro decks, and you wouldn't think that if you look at the mana curve. Right? This doesn't look resourceful at all. It looks more aggressively statted than any Zoo Warlock that's ever been played. But with all this draw, and this deck can reasonably have all cards picked up by turn 12 or so. With the acrobatics, you keep cycling 4 cards. Compare this to Arcane Intellect. I mean, it's just nuts, because typically you can activate this, you can proc it on turn 6 with all the 1-drops. So a lot of good synergy there, and just go out there. Not a big learning curve either. Basically, just vomit stuff on the board and hit him in the face. You saw me do it twice there, and it's not. It wasn't hugely complicated plays that I made, so go ahead and try it out. If you do, let me know some feedback. What do you think of it? And do you have some improvements? Maybe you've practiced this yourself, you've had some ideas on how to improve, you played a different kind of variety. And once again, if you're interested in a bit more expensive, maybe a bit more consistent type of deck that plays a bit slower, look at the Soul Demon Hunter that JJ created, featuring the Il'gynoth, which is also a phenomenal idea and a phenomenally powerful archetype with a lot of potential going forward. Some refinement is going to be very strong, but Demon Hunter, very strong class still. This is my personal favorite so far, especially for climbing, and I hope it helped you out. If it did, leave me a like on the video, and thank you for watching, boys. I will see you in the next one. That's it.